Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. A good pickup there at 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On the ground with their leading rusher from a season ago, it's Alex Collins. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie up to make the tackle.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Drops it underneath for Collins. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Well, when you think of these two teams, two franchises, Baltimore and Oakland, Charles, what comes to mind?
Well, the ghost to the post in the late 1970s. But remember, that was the Baltimore Colts, who are now in Indianapolis. These are the Ravens, who came from Cleveland and formerly were the Browns.
They also have some history, though. The Ravens, between these two teams, won an AFC championship game in 2001. Also beat a Derek Carless Raiders 30-17 in Oakland a year ago. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Detroit! Again, Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. This is caught. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Chris Moore, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make this a 6-point game. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Marshawn Lynch. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now a former New Mexico Lobo, it's Jarrell Presley. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
They'll run for it. Lynch. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Carr now on 1st down. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Back to the ground, this time Lynch. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing now is Carr. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Willie Henry in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. Letting one fly deep for... He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Cooper was the target there.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19! That's 42.
They'll begin the drive with Collins. And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Forced out to his left. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They give him a gain of 38.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Underneath to Allen. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up second down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit!
So that'll back him up 5.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Jackson on second down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call.
Back 99 Philly, here we go! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage down. Downfield. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish that.
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And the Ravens taking the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak. Get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Now Jackson back into his end zone. Incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So 1:56 to play in this first half. Here's Sam Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Returnable here from the 38. Fancy footwork in midfield. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Gives to Marshawn. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So after the run by Lynch, here's another 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down, Lynch. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now they'll throw with Carr. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lynch. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 4 out of that, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, they go Lynch. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the 2nd half.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The drive starts with a run by Collins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
On 2nd down, Lynch. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, that's Lynch. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Flushed out right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Here's a first down run with Collins. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. The linebacker, Derek Johnson, in on the stop. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now it's Jackson. To the right side and complete to Hurst. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll run the counter with Collins. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And again, it's Collins. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Jackson now. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route, but he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
Trying to punch it in with Collins. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Buying time to his left. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
This Raider defense not giving in. They'll try to hold once more on 3rd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Hayden Hurst with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. throw on second down. Flush to his right. They dump it off to Lynch. Back now in Baltimore. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. The Raiders on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. The 10th carry of the game for Marshawn Lynch. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold them to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19.
They pitch it out to Collins, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
On 2nd down, Jackson. A right side catch by Crabtree. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Now a play fake here on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. To throw again is Jackson. Caught right side at Snead. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Sam Cook now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. He'll return it from the 6. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7-0 on the return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. They start the drive with Lynch. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The tackle made by the corner, Jimmy Smith. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. Lynch busting free. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. On first, here's Washington. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The Raiders try to move quickly, try to get everybody back to the line. Play action. Now it's Carr. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Terrell Suggs in there for a milestone sack as it moves him past Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor, who finished his career with 132.5. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. To throw is Carr. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here now, Johnny Townsend, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Taken from just outside the 30. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Got it complete to Crabtree. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. This is Collins on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. A big loss on the play. That's the bad news. A consolation, they keep the football.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Final score now on our NFL scoreboard. The Patriots, they've widened their lead even further. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Throwing on first down is Carr. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. From the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to go down again. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal. Win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Ravens, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Oakland, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6.